everybody. I'm going to be showing you how to do a render or how to get an avatar in Blender to do a render. You're going to want to look on Pinterest, or you can look at this website, which is called cgtrader.com, or you can look at Sketchfab. These are what I use to look for scenes, or you can go to KN Scenes, which is um on Jinxie Market, and look for scenes, but we're just gonna use Pinterest. So I already have a thing, but you're gonna type in, you can find Vrchat renders for free, or you can find ones that you pay for, and you can just go to um the Patreon of them. Most of them will send you to the Patreon to download. So you'll look and you'll find one that you want to download. And I'm just gonna click this one, something easy, something simple. Let it load. It's gonna send you to the Patreon. It'll look like this. I've not figured out how to get this to go away quite yet. Um, but yeah, you're gonna look and you're gonna just click. You're gonna find where you can click the download button, which is right here, and you're gonna download this. And I will be back when I have it loaded. So when you first open Blender, this is what it'll look like. If you're wanting to, which I'll make a video on it, on how to make an avatar in Blender, you're gonna just, yeah, you're gonna delete everything that's up here so it's empty. I use cats, and I'll show you like a mixture of like cats and not using cats. Because a lot of what I do, I don't use cats as much as I thought I would. So yeah, this is what Blender will look like when you first open it. I have edited mine a little bit, so yours is gonna look green up here. So just, yeah. Okay, so when you load in the scene, it's gonna look like this. What I go ahead and do is I go ahead and split the screen. That way I can have one that's like this, so I can see what I'm doing and posing, and then this is what it will look like. I usually will have this set as the camera. Um, and then I will lock it. That way I can move the camera freely. So if I turn these back on, you can see that I'm moving the camera, which is very useful for like trying to get an angle that you want. So I recommend doing that. I may leave this on and turn it off on this side, just so that I can see the picture clearly and what I'm trying to capture. So going back, if you want, you can go ahead and click out of this and make this big. So when you import your avatar, it will, you can color, like put the textures and materials and all that good stuff on here. And then this over here, you can do the posing and whatnot, and you can watch it over here to make sure that's how you're wanting the avatar to look. Any questions? I'll go ahead and show you how I split the screen. So you see where it has like the two arrows on the mouse. So you see it's a normal mouse, and then you go here and it turns into like arrows pointing left and right. You're going to right click the mouse and you're going to do, you could do either a vertical split or you can do horizontal split, and that's how I got these two scenes to scenes. I don't know what they're called, but that's how you get these two to pop up. That way you can have the one that you're looking like to make sure the avatar is textured and stuff, and then the posing one. Okay, there is two ways to import an avatar. You can either use cats, which you have to have the plugin. I will leave a link in the bio on how to get cats, and I will make a video on how to import it. There might be some videos that I might put in the bio to help you instead. I'm not that good at explaining how to import stuff, but I will do my best if I do make a video on it. Anyways, so it'll have this button. You'll click it. You'll find the folder that you have the avatar you want to put in. We're going to use this one, but I'm going to show you the other way to import an avatar as well. So the other method is to click File, go to Import. It'll be an FBX. You want to make sure you click this. And then you'll find the folder again. And then you'll click the avatar that you want to import. And I will come back when she's imported. So as she is imported into Blender, she will look like this. It just means that you are missing textures. You need to add in the textures and whatnot. Some of it, if you already have it on the computer, it'll automatically go into the avatar, so you won't have to worry about texturing that part. And you might have to edit it a little bit because it'll be like alpha blend or alpha clip or alpha hashed, and that just makes it like hollow and you can see inside of the object. So you want to make that opaque. And I'll show you what I mean when we get to that point. But yeah, let's get started. So usually what I'll do is I will take everything off the avatar. And I'll leave this. I'll go ahead and show you guys. But yeah, you'll go ahead and take all these off, and you will build an outfit that you want the avatar to wear. I'm probably gonna do this off screen because I don't want to get in trouble for nudity with my avatar. So I will be right back. Also, another thing is if you're taking things off, you want to click this, like this button and this button, because this is what the camera will see when you render the avatar, and then this is what you see in Blender. So if I was to click, let's see, the hoodie, so it's off for me in Blender, but it's still on for the camera. So you want to make sure that you click both, because if you just click this one, it just takes it away from the camera, and you can still see the object or asset in the Blender. So yeah. So now that you have like a basic outfit that you want the avatar to wear, it'll look like this, which you can see her face is kind of scary looking. We'll fix that in just a little bit once I start getting into texturing the avatar. But yeah, this is what it'll look like when you're done. That's what I do. I usually have Unity open as well, so I can look at the avatar while in Blender. But I already know what this avatar looks like, so I don't need Unity open, but you can if you need it. I think it's useful. Um, that way you can see what you're doing and what kind of like outfits you can put together, without having to like texture everything. So, yeah, that's my little tip. So with texturing, I usually start with the body, the head, the eyes, the eyelashes, the baby hairs, and then the nails if they have nails. Sometimes they'll be labeled weird in here, and that's fine. You just gotta go through and find, because like this one, it says red. There's a couple things that are tied to this, and the nails are one of them. So it's a little confusing sometimes if you're not sure what you're doing. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple from then on. So yeah. So with the face, you'll just click this, and then you can do it two two ways. You can do it from here, which is some more steps. I'm not entirely sure how to go through this and do it. I usually just use the MMD texture down here to do like the basic texturing of an avatar, because I feel like I found that if you use this up here, it like leaves weird lines in the body and head, and it's weird, and I don't know how to fix that. So with using the MMD texture, you just click here. You will go to the file that you have the avatar saved, um, which is the face. So we'll just click this, and then it'll pop up. And then down here, you want to make sure that this is opaque, which is down. It's the viewpoint display in this material properties. You want to make sure that's opaque. She'll look like that. I'm gonna take her hair off for a second so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Sometimes you have to like drag the thing, and all I'm doing is hitting shift and the mouse wheel, like holding down the mouse wheel to drag my screen. That way I can get up and close with the avatar. A lot of them will import shiny, like the assets that you put textures on, it'll be shiny. And all you have to do is scroll up to the top, and where it says reflect, you're gonna drag this down to a 1. That way it's not shiny in the picture when you take the picture to render. So yeah, you click on whatever you want to texture. So I'll do it again. So the body, scroll down to the MMD texture, hit add, and then I will add in the texture and it'll be shiny. I don't want shiny, so I'll go back up here and I will make this down to a 1 where it's not shiny. Perfect. And sometimes with Hazie models, if you're trying to render a Hazie model, you'll have to she has the texture, like the decal texture, which is like the tattoos and stuff. She'll have that as a decal, so all you'll have to do is save the decal, save the body texture, and merge them together, if that makes sense, like in Krita or GIMP. I use both of those. If you want a video on how I use those and what I use them for, you can leave a comment down below and I will make a video on what I use GIMP for and what I use Krita for, because both of them are useful in different ways. So yeah. So a lot of the time when you are texturing an avatar, it'll have transparencies, which I will show you how to do those right now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a split screen. You're gonna do a horizontal split, so it's like this underneath. And you're gonna click this little picnic chair with the circle. You're gonna click that. You're gonna go down to shader editor and it'll look like this. Yes, it's a little intimidating at first once you're looking at it and you're like, whoa, what the heck? But it's not that scary, I promise, because it's one thing you're gonna do. So you're gonna come over here in this material properties and you're gonna scroll down to where you see alpha. You're gonna click alpha, or you're gonna click this little circle beside alpha. You're gonna scroll up where it says image texture. You're gonna click that. And then over here, or over here, I'm gonna do it over here. You're gonna open, you're gonna find your folder that you have the avatar in. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to find where you have the eyebrows and you're gonna click it and it's gonna look like that. You're going to drag down color to alpha. Make sure that this line is connected to alpha. And then you're gonna scroll down, and then you're gonna make this one either alpha clip or alpha blend. I usually do alpha blend because it makes it look smooth and pretty. So we're gonna do that. And then you just do the same thing for the other transparent thing. So you'll scroll down to alpha and then you will image, and I'll do this off camera. And then you will drag where it says color. Let me zoom in real quick. So it says color. You're gonna drag this down to alpha. Instead of alpha to alpha, it's color to alpha. And then scroll down to where it says the viewpoint display. Ignore this. Go to blend mode. Make this alpha blend. And you can drag this down and you can look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that's really pretty. We like that. So we'll keep it. Same thing with the hair cap. You'll scroll up and you'll click alpha. You'll go to image texture, open, find the folder that you have it saved in, click this, and then make sure that this is color to alpha, and then make sure that this is alpha blend, and then sometimes it'll be pink or it'll be white, and all you have to do is click base color and then drag this all the way down if you want it to be black or whatever hair color you're using. You can make it match. All this really is like It's a hair cap that's underneath the head or underneath the hair, so the hair you don't see like the scalp of the avatar through the hair. It's an easy way to hide, and so you don't have to sculpt so much with making the avatar. So that's very nice. I like that a lot. It's pretty easy. Um, yeah, that's all you'll do with that. You can play with these. I usually just make this all the way to a 1. And then that looks good to me. So then we move on to the next item of coloring, which is the eyeballs, because I usually start with the head and work my way to clothes and hair. So after I do the eyes, I'll go to the hair, and then I'll do clothes. And then I will show you guys how to pose the avatar. Another thing to remember with Hazie models, it's a little complicated on how she does it because usually if you click uh, the body, where's the body? The body. Click the body. Usually the eyes will be up here, but they're not with Hazie models. She makes them a separate thing because she she's really good with her models, and I like the way she does this. So the eyes are separate and not together, so you don't accidentally mistexture the eyeballs as something else. Um, so that's very nice. So it'll pop up like this. You'll have eye left and eye right. It doesn't matter which eye you use. Again, you can either use this or you can do the MMD texture. I'm just gonna use the MMD texture because I really like it. So once you have the eyes in, this is what it'll look like. She's coming together very nicely. She's a very cute avatar. It is Lulu by Hazie. I will leave a link in the bio to her Gumroad and Payhip. And her Discord server if you want to join the Discord server if you have any questions about the avatar. If you need help uploading the avatar, her people are very, very good at helping. There's a lot of helpful people in the server. And she's a very sweet person as well, so she'll be willing to help you. But just make sure you make a ticket in her server. Do not, DM her and bother her because she's probably busy with IRL stuff. So just keep that in mind. That's if you're using the MMD texture. If you use up here, it's a little different. I haven't really played with this up here. I'm learning slowly. Um, but I usually just use the MMD texture down here because this is so easy to just plug it in and it automatically does it. You don't have to play with anything. The only thing you'll have to play with up here is the reflect, and you'll just have to drag that down to a 1 so it's not shiny. So that's pretty cool. And then with clothing, you'll want to find whatever you have on. So like you can have this on, whatever. You just want to make sure that you are in the right thing that you want to texture. So this is the only thing that's up here. So we'll just scroll down to our MMD texture. We will find the dress, which it was right there. Very easy peasy. That's what it looks like. You can edit the colors by using this up here. We're gonna make this to a 1 so it's not shiny. But you can go through and you can change the color. That's very cool. We're just gonna leave it white or close to white. Um, there's also blend shapes or shade keys that you can play around with. So you want to make sure that this is open. So say that you have the hoodie on. You'll just go down here and you can do this, and that way it opens and you can have the dress and the hoodie on together. I'll show you another little thing that you can use blend shapes for in just a moment. So I put socks on her that came with the avatar. These socks, since these socks are gonna be alpha, so you'll just do the same thing you did for the eyelash, the eyebrows, and the hair cap. Um, it'll go like that. You will open this. You will go to your folder that you have um the texture saved in. You'll click it, drag this down to where it's color to alpha instead of alpha to alpha. And then you will make it alpha blend. See what I mean? It comes out pink. You don't want it pink. So what you'll do is you will drag the subsurface all the way to a 1 and it makes it white, but I'm gonna make it a little darker just for the fact that she's kind of a really pale avatar, which you can change that. You can add different textures in on her as long as it matches the base, which is a RP base, and the head I think is a Milia head, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's what you'll want to do. I'm not gonna mess with the shoes because the shoes are already white, so that's what we want. We want everything to match and look cute. So yeah. Um then once everything is done, you'll scroll in. You'll see how the legs are like this. With the socks, you'll click the socks and then or you'll click the body. You'll scroll down. Sometimes they created their own little shape key. Shape keys is basically like if you don't want clipping in your avatar, um, you can have those. So like if you toggle on socks, it'll shrink the leg like really, really, really tight and compact. And that's so that when you bend the knee or anything, you will not get clipping. It's less likely to get clipping. So that's what shape keys are for. But as you see, when you drag this, it brings the asset out of the leg and on top of the leg, which is what we want. Um, so it looks like that. So then you scroll out. She's got some thicky thighs. um, so yeah, she's all textured and she's ready to be posed now. We'll get into that. Um, so it's a little intimidating on this side over here. Um, this is all the amateurs for everything, like the body, the hair, the clothes, the hair. I think I said hair already. But and the ears and the tails and all that fun stuff. Anything that has an amateur is gonna be connected to the avatar. It's gonna look like this, which could be a little intimidating. So if you want, you could leave this pulled out because once you go into pose mode, it'll open up this and you can use this to pose the avatar and find the bones a lot easier. Um, there's two ways to go into pose mode. You can either go into pose mode through here, or you can go into pose mode through here, but you want to make sure that you clicked on the amateur. And you can click pose mode, and then it opens up this. And then you just open which one you want. So, like, if you want to move the avatar all together in this, you can. I'm going to close this. And if you want to move the spine, I'll show you what that looks like. You can move the spine, up and down, whatever you want to do. It's a little tricky posing an avatar. If you mess up, you can hit Control Z and it'll bring you back to the last thing you did, or it'll bring it back to the last thing before you posed it, how the avatar was. I will say that with posing fingers, it's a little difficult. It can be a little tricky because they're little teeny tiny bones. So like when you bend one way, it could go like up more, or it can clash into each other, or it just will look weird. You'll just have to play with it and get used to posing the fingers. What I suggest doing is looking up reference photos off Pinterest or Google and posing the hands before you start posing. Um, yeah, that's what I usually do. So once you have the avatar posed and how you want, you will come back onto this side and you will drag this out a little bit. You will turn these on and you'll go back into object mode. Click this, make this an active camera again. Drag this out. You're gonna lock camera to view, and then you can rehide this, and then you can turn these off again. And that way you can set up the camera on how you want. So like I want it to be like something like this. So we're going to do that, and then you're gonna make this one bigger. You're gonna click on the amateur, go back into pose mode, find the hips, and then you are going to drag this back out so you can see what you're doing. You're gonna drag this over, drag it over, drag her over. Okay. So since we like how she looks, she's very cute. We're just gonna play with the posing a little bit. Yeah. Um, so say you want like something like this. You want her looking at the camera instead of looking away from the camera, you can do that by just clicking the spot, opening this little triangle down, this little triangle down, and then where it says neck, you're going to make it a rotating tool. You're gonna look down and over. Oh, too far over. On and over. Maybe make her look down just a little bit more to hide that hair a little bit. And then you're gonna open this, open head. Move the head a little bit. And it should look something like that. If anything, you can take this, drag it over just a little bit, or you can take her and drag her over a little bit more to the TV if you want the TV in the scene more, or you want her in the middle. And then you can drag, which I'm just holding shift and the mouse button, like the mouse wheel. I'm holding those both down and just pulling the avatar slightly, or pulling the screen very slightly over. So it'll look something like that. And then we're done with the posing, we're done with the head moving, we're going to drag this over. We're going to hide the amateur on this, we're going to put this in this mode so you can see the face. Zoom in a little bit more. Look at the face if need be. So we're going to look at her face and we're going to click the face. We're going to click this little object data properties and we are going to look for, let's see, what about a smile? Make her smile. Give her some happy eyelashes, or not eyebrows. If I can find them. Yeah, there we go. Brows happy. This is basically like how the avatars emote in Vrchat. That's basically what this is doing. But you can't really see the eyebrows, so it doesn't matter about moving the eyebrows, but it's attention to details, I guess. You can also do something like let me find it. Like when I closed, oh, too far. Like that, or you can stick a tongue out. We're just gonna have both her eyes open and smiling. Um, then once you're done with everything and you're ready to go, you can go to render, and then you will render an image. I'm going to render this offline, but I will show you what you can do. You want it in cycles because that's gonna give you the pretty, like, precise prettiness. Or you can do it in Eevee. I prefer doing it in cycles. Doing it GPU compute, and then sampling. I open this, and I only focus on these two things. Which the higher this is, the better quality you'll have. You'll also want to denoise it, and you'll just drag this up. I usually keep it the same or a little bit below what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll come back once it's done rendering. Okay, so once you have it done, you can go to image, and then save. You can save it to wherever you want to save it. But this is what it'll look like when it's done. I also want to add in this tip. If you on the camera one, like the camera screen, if you want to like preview the render, you can click this button and it previews the render, what it's gonna look like for you. And that way you can go in with the camera and change the angle. If you want to change the angle, you can. Um, but don't stay in that because it'll cause your blender to crash. Um, but yeah, that is how you do a render, how you look for renders, how you import an avatar, how you pose the avatar. So yeah, if this was helpful at all, please let me know in the comments down below. If you'd like to see anything else, please don't be afraid to ask. Leave comments down below. I will read all of them and get back to you guys as fast as possible. But for now, that's all I have. So hope you liked and enjoyed it. Bye.